Okay, guys, so I had a request to show you guys how to set up the portfolio screen here, how I like to have it for TastyWorks. Okay, so this right now should be, I have it reset. So this should be how if you open up not Thinkorswim, my gosh, open a TastyWorks account. This should be what it looks like, not positions, but your columns here, when you first open up a TastyWorks account and open the platform. Now, I like to have it a certain way. Everybody's different, but if you want to match me, this is how you would go ahead and do it. So, over here on the right-hand side of the Positions tab, okay, all the way on the right-hand side, you have that cog. Just go ahead and click that, and you're going to have all different things that you can do, which is related to everything. But you want to be here on the Positions, right? You have your accounts, your positions, position detail, header. These are all different things. But the one that I show is going to be the Positions tab. Okay, so let's get started. Pretty easy, and to just move these over, right, all you got to do is like just drag, right, where it says not displayed, and then this is obviously what's displayed on your screen. So you can click these to remove them, right, and now it's blank. I have just one thing. Okay, but so to add them, I like to have in this order. Okay, IV rank percent. So you just kind of scroll over here to this side and you look for it, IV percent rank. Okay, and then I like to have the probability of profit for that, and what that means is that's the trade that you're in. It updates daily for your chance of the probability of profit. So scroll down here, it's probably at the bottom, probability of profit. Okay, then I like to have what my net theta is. That just tells me how much theta that we're making on average on that day. So net theta is, they might be in different orders too, gang. So just look for net theta. And I'm probably blind as heck, and I'm past it like 3 times now. There it is, net theta. Okay, then I like to do the beta weighted deltas here to kind of tell me how I'm looking on my deltas. So let's see, where is that beta weighted net delta? Okay, then the mark, which is just pretty much telling me where the trade is currently at. Okay, trade price, which is the price you either paid or received your credit on. Okay, and then we got P&L on the day, just to know how we're doing there. P&L open. There's that, P&L open, and then P&L open change. Okay, and those ones, right, P&L on the day just tells you if you're up and down for the day. P&L open tells you how much you're actually open currency wise, and P&L open percent is going to tell you the percent you are up. Okay, the P&L open change is actually P&L open percent. Okay, then I like to have underlying indicators. Where's that at? And what that is, that tells me when earnings is, when dividends are, so that I know, like, hey, okay, I'm in this trade, right? 9 days to go till earnings on Snap. All right, I better kind of consider getting out. Or hey, we got dividends on, on PNC, right? Well, that's a long play, so it doesn't matter. But dividends, if I had a short call, I'd want to know. So having those underlying indicators is a good key to have. Okay, capital requirement is next. That just tells me how much I'm using, in buying power. So that corn, for instance, is using $475 in my capital right now. So it's a good way to see what is eating your buying power. And then, like, for instance, plug is using 3 grand. Okay, so good way to tell what's using everything. Then we have days since opened. That just tells me how long we've been in the trade. Okay, and to see those, you actually have to open up your position so that you can see the actual contracts, right? So 6 days in, the 5-year note. Now again, that only really works on your current one. So, you know, we've rolled Amazon multiple times, but I've only been in these exact contracts here for 0 days. So today, okay. But it tells you 5 days on Roku, right? You can get a rough idea how long you've been in trades. So that's just a good little thing to have. So you have to go to your journal or anything like that. Okay. Your net deltas, days to expiration. Not a big thing. And I don't know why it's blurring out like that. There we go. But it just kind of, it's just so you don't have to open your contract up. You know, you can just quickly look over here and it tells you how many days to your expiration. So it's a good little thing to have. Let me shrink this down and move it. Okay. So you can see it without it blurring out. So a good way to tell, okay, we need to maybe roll Amazon, or 10 days left on Snap, you know, time to roll. All right. And let's see. Then we got the cost. That's actually duplicate to what I have. Yeah, let's see. I want to make sure. I think that's a duplicate. Where are you? Price 53. Okay, so it is, but it isn't. So cost tells you the total price you paid, or credit received, whereas the trade, your trade price, you know, is per option, right? 53, but I have 2 contracts here, so the total cost. You can do without trade price and just put up cost if you do multiple contracts, but I use this because I match it to the mark to kind of see where I'm at versus the currency amount of the total cost of the trade. Okay. And then let's see, what was the one cost? Next is realized today. I don't use these ones as much because they're actually on a second screen when I'm sharing the portfolio. But I got realized today, unrealized day gain, and P&L day change. I don't really use these ones that much. Okay. Realized is pretty much anything you've closed, and I haven't closed. Well, I have it hiding my closed trades. So if I open this up, the show. Come on, Tasty. What's going on here? Okay. So in order to see the realized closed, you have to have it on group by symbol, not order chain. So that realized only really works just to see if you like how if you're day trading, where am I at with certain positions, or how much did I make on that trade. So if you take it to group by symbol, you can open your close tab, and now that realized one will show me, okay, I've realized $41 on Amazon. I've made, you know, 40 on Dash and 86. So that's, I don't use it as much, but I do have it there if I'm day trading. Okay, and man, I don't know what's up with Tasty, but look at that. All right. And then unrealized is obviously what is currently open. It tells you where you're at there for the day. And P&L day change, it tells you how much you're up or down on the day versus your P&L open. So when we look at corn, for instance, I am down 16% on the day today, but I'm up 40% overall. So it's a good thing to see how you're doing percent wise if you like to follow numbers like that. And I don't know why Tasty is tripping out like this, but so it's a good little thing to have. And then that is actually it. So that is all the stuff I have. Normally the only thing you guys typically see is up to capital requirement. The other stuff I barely use. I just quickly open it up if I need to see it. Okay, so normally you're sitting something like this, because the major ones that I use the most are up to capital. Okay, so those are the most 3 that I use: capital, indicators, P&Ls, current trade price. Underlying indicators are earnings, dividends. I think that's it. Earnings and dividends. I don't think there's anything else that shows up. So it's good to track. Okay, I got earnings coming up, and then I have maybe dividends. Okay, I better check to see if I have a short call in the money or something like that. All right. But That's it. Pretty simple. Now if you like other things, there's a whole bunch of other stuff you can put in here. But you know, like, okay, dividends coming up, but when is my dividend date? You know, you can add that. Now it's on page 2. You know, there's dividends right there. It tells you your dividend date for ones that are coming up. Not a big deal. I don't really care. I can find that in other ways. So you can add stuff like that in there. I don't really use the rest and stuff. For the most part, that's it, guys. So those are my columns that I use. Feel free to change it up, but it's very simple. TastyWorks makes it very easy to change your columns, unlike some of the other brokers. Names. All right, there we go. Perfect. That's it. Name them. So you can also edit your trade tab, but you can only edit 2 tabs, which it's fine, it works, but it's actually annoying if you like to have multiple things. For me, I would like to personally have, you know, my delta, volume, open interest, and the bid and the ask. You know, so one advantage, Thinkorswim allows you to put in multiple columns like that, whereas Tasty only lets you change 2. If you're on the trade tab and you hover over it, you can see that the bid and the ask, they don't change colors, they don't do anything. You click on them, nothing happens. But to the left or to the right, those light up. Those are the ones you can actually change. You click on them, you can see that you have not a lot, but you do have a variety to pick from. So for me, I like to know the open interest and I like to know my deltas. So I have open interest set up and I have delta set up. Okay. Now I will switch the open interest one to volume when I'm trading something that might look like it's a little small on its open interest and I want to see how they're trading, you know, but for the most part, I'm okay with just using open interest, but I'll change those. But you can go to mid price if you're a day trader, right, and get the idea. But again, that's pointless because you have the mid down there if you just select on the item. But you know, you get your highs, your lows for that option. You got other Greeks, but for the most part, I just use deltas and open interest here. Okay. Yeah, I know he doesn't, Ben. I like it just because I want to see how many people are interested in trading it versus who have traded it. But I kind of use both. But mainly I use open interest. All right. And I think that's it. On the activity tab, there's nothing to customize. I don't use the charts really yet, even though they are getting better with their charting systems. I don't use the charts yet. They do have multiple grids that you can set up. 2 columns and 2 rows, and you can actually detach this chart too. So they are getting better, but unlike Thinkorswim, still not quite there. So I'd still prefer Thinkorswim for the charts. History tab, I don't change anything there. Follow tab, watch list tabs. So I do kind of customize this, but I very, very rarely use the watch list tab here. Okay, and mainly it's the change, the IV, and the volume and the correlation to SPY. So that's under center main on the watch list tab. Okay. But I very rarely use this. Most of these are defaults. I just kind of pay attention to correlation, liquidity, volume, and IV. And that's really it on this one. I rarely use it. Very rarely use it. Okay. And that's it. Pretty simple. Thinkorswim. Not neither one of those. Scratch that. TastyWorks makes it very easy to customize and manage. They're all about simplicity there. All right.